Hello Leeds fans, it's Connor here. We're back with another video. This time it is screen right up, don't worry. Apologies for the early stream everyone, it was just in the moment. My phone decided to record another angle, which was very, very interesting, but there you go, you still got the content there. If you want to check out a raw reaction of Leeds United getting pumped again, make sure you go check that out. But I am defeated. I've never been in denial, but I am just downstruck. All the D's. I am just battered with that today. Leeds are gone. Leeds are done. I'm struggling to think of a way back, to be honest with you, because I think a lot of Championship teams, especially next season, when those sides improve, you know, your Sunderlands, your Middlesbroughs, whatever, you know, your Lutons or your Coventrys, your Norwiches, your Watfords, and then the two that are going to come down with us all are able to galvanise decent sides. And then you got the midi teams as well who love to beat Leeds if Sheffield Wednesday come up, and Millwall and all these sorts of teams who love to play Leeds United and beat them. The Championship's going to be a much tougher league this season. I think people who are talking about us going back up as champions are completely deluded. There's too much off the field noise. There is a lack of sporting director. I'm seeing people turn around today and saying, you know, we don't have a sporting director. That's because we don't know what's going on with the ownership. You already have that in place. The San Francisco 49ers already have that in place. You know, we have an agreement on the horizon that us as fans know is going to happen at some point. The biggest agreement that we know so far is that Radrizzani is going to be going hell for leather for Sampdoria and trying to get an agreement sorted there. We still have nothing from the San Francisco 49ers. So for all that we know, Radrizzani is the owner right now, next season. But all the noise that we hear is that Leeds United are going to be going to San Francisco 49ers. We're going to be, you know, Rads is going to be going to Sampdoria, this, that and the other. There's no validation to any of that. So to have your ducks in order, to have your cards in order, you have bringing a sporting director right now who is agreeable by both parties. You know, so it's a seamless transition. You know, the 49ers are okay with it. Rads is okay with it right now. You just bring one in. The problem is if the 49ers come in 3-4 weeks down the line, 4-5 weeks down the line, that narrows the Championship window. The Championship starts, what, 2-3 weeks prior to the Premier League? Are we going to have everything in order by then? The players, the management, the structure behind the club, a playing philosophy, similar to what Burnley did with Vincent Kompany when they brought him in straight away. Then they had, they brought Craig Bellamy in. Then they had a playing style, a playing structure almost immediately. Are we going to do that? Are we really going to do that? Do you believe that this club is going to do that quickly and efficiently? Because the San Francisco 49ers have been overseeing what's been going on, everybody. They might have sat there and just gone, oh, this isn't great, this isn't great. But they've still got a massive, massive stake within this football club. It's not just Radrizzani that has failed, it's them as well, as of right now. As of right now, they've both failed to find agreements from boardroom level from 2 years ago, post Marcelo Bielsa. Now, I've mentioned this on a tweet, and I will say it right now. I did not realise the politics that Marcelo Bielsa was dealing with. Marcelo Bielsa did an incredible job. And the reason that I wanted Bielsa to go was because I actually believed in this board. I actually believed that they would get a structure in place. I've said this multiple times, to be able to keep Bielsa's beautiful structure in place and keep Marcelo Bielsa's almost incredible style that he brought into Ellen Road, you know, the facilities, the ideologies, the ethos, and then build on that with a Bielsa disciple. They didn't do that because they're dense. They didn't do that, and they went completely away from that. And basically what Radrizzani did is he had all this Premier League money, all this bundle of Premier League money, and he let Victor Orta, who was chased out of Middlesbrough in the Premier League, he let Victor Orta just do what he wanted. Victor just do what he wanted, and he had all all the money in the Premier League to do whatever he wanted. That lovely Premier League money which he didn't have in the Championship. So he failed in the Championship, by the way, when it came to player recruitment. When you look at the whole, and he's done the exact same thing in the Premier League. I look at Nottingham Forest yesterday. I see Morgan Gibbs-White for what, 35 million, and I see how much he galvanises that Nottingham Forest side, and I see Leeds United with a £30 million Brendan Aronson coming off the bench. I see Leeds United with a Jorginho Rutter, 35 million quid, who the manager's coming out and saying he's not ready this season. 35 million quid in January. This club, guys, is a shit show from top to bottom. On the highest standings level, it's us and Everton, and probably Leicester in terms of the top three. worst run clubs in the highest level. It is so bad. It's so abundantly bad. And we need to talk about it. We need to talk about how bad it is from top down. Andrea Rodriguez responding to me, a content creator, responding to other fans. Victor Orta shushing the fans. You know, Angus Kinnear coming out and giving programme notes when it suits. But then Angus Kinnear just crawling back a little bit when the results are going against us, and he's not consistent with coming out and speaking to, you know, the right members that represent Leeds United, you know, the trust, whoever you want to look at. Kinnear comes out whenever he wants. When things are going good, they come out and speak. The club is League One behind the scenes. You know, we've seen certain communications managers coming out and liking divisive posts in recent weeks. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with the post, by the way. I'm just saying as a communications officer, you don't come out and like that because it's a divisive post. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it. I'm referring to Luke Aylin's post here, by the way. But he's coming out and liking, supporting it, putting a comment in. Just don't put a comment. Don't fuel the fire because you're going to get fans coming at your neck. He did that because evidently he's not great at his job. The club is an absolute sham. From what you hear behind the scenes, there's players training behind them with themselves, not training within certain parameters of the side. There's senior players coming out and saying that it's not good enough. It's gone downhill. You're getting Luke Aylin coming out today and saying that the players, I'm paraphrasing here because I can't exactly remember what he said, but I think he said that the players turned off towards the end or weren't able to keep up or something like that. This is West Ham, by the way, who, my language, were on the piss on Thursday night. I just cannot compute how badly this has gone. And I cannot compute how arrogant, naive and negligent, as I always say on this channel, this board has been. There has been so many. I mean, the fact that Victor Orta wasn't sacked on the spot after the Jean-Kevin Augustin stuff is just staggering to me. I just can't believe how much they've got wrong this season, and it's depressing. It's awful. You know, I'm at Man City today. I'm looking at their celebrations. The club is just ran so efficiently, and then I'm looking at our dump. That is Ellen Road, and you go there, and there's nothing really done by the club. There's no real, you know, there's been nothing for me in this run-in when it's come to, you know, the club actually putting on stuff in the ground and, you know, really trying to galvanise fans, doing stuff online, you know, campaigns that are really going to galvanise Leeds United fans. There's been nothing. It's been half-assed. You've got the owner, the Athletic reporting that he's in for Sampdoria halfway through a relegation battle. He wants out. The 49ers don't really want in. There's absolutely zero chance, everybody, that Leeds United are going up as champions next year. It's not going to be one of those seasons. The squad turnover is going to be gargantuan, absolutely gargantuan. Leeds are at a real turning point here where you've got to hope that we stay at the upper echelon of the championship and get it right, but they've got a narrow window to get this right. You've got to think players have got to go away. You've got to hire a director of football. You've got to get the right ownership in. We don't know if the 49ers are even going to take, you know, be full custodians now. We have no idea. It's very up in the air. Obviously they have that, what, 44%. Radrizzani is looking out right now. Even if the 49ers do come in, I'm not convinced from what I've seen this season, to be quite honest with you. And I've heard a couple of rumours in the background that not a lot of people are convinced with what they've seen and what they've overseen and the decisions they have made, because they still own a large percentage of Leeds United and they have still had major decisions to make this season and got them wrong. I'm not 100% convinced whatsoever that this is going in the right direction. I need to see some massive action very soon to make me believe that Leeds United are going to thrive and do okay in the Championship, because as of right now, I am more worried about Leeds United hurling towards the bottom half of the Championship than coming back up as champions, because this squad needs I am so happy that there is going to be such a large span of this squad exodus, you know, leaving. Because there is a lot of this team who I really cannot stand. I really do not think are good enough for the Championship, not just the Premier League. So nuke a lot of them. And this is the problem. You've then got to get in bodies. You've got to get in bodies for the right value, you know, that fit the playing staff. You know, who's going to be our manager next season? There's so much turnover at Leeds United. You know, I'm reading online that apparently Leicester are going to be looking at going for Graham Potter. We have no idea if that's going to happen, but apparently they're looking to try and go for him in the next week or so. Are we going to get a managerial structure, a hierarchical structure sorted within the next week or so? Are we BALLS? No chance, because Leeds don't work like that. So my massive worry right now is the fact that Leeds are going to be ebbing and flowing and waiting and slowing until the back end of this summer transfer window. And then with 3 weeks to go, we'll try to get our cards in order, our house in order, and just rush it and panic it, like we have done with the managerial choices this year. This year has been nothing short of a League One hole, how we've been ran behind the scenes, and I just worry. I'm massively worried that this is going to continue in the Championship. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's a depressing state of affairs at Leeds United. I'll see you soon. Cheers.